First of all, I think I've met everybody, maybe not on the extended family. I'm Jim Rainey. I'm currently the commander of the Combined Arms Center out at Leavenworth. But Bob and I are good friends, have been for a long time. We worked together over in Afghanistan most recently, and Bob, it's a real honor for me. I can't tell you how happy and humbled I am that you asked me to do this today. You know, next to re-enlisted soldiers, I think we'd agree that, you know, some officer asking you to do their promotion is one of the great honors, and I know how many people asked you to do it over there in Afghanistan. Dr. J, sir, thank you so much for being here. I know how busy you're. I can't imagine what your job jar looks like these days, because I know how hard you were working before this. And Jeff, it's good to see you again, and also. Dr. J, sir, did you want to make any comments?
So since I have a family and friends,
Sure.
So I do have a couple of things I'd just like to say. First, I have to apologize to you, because when it came time to try and think about who the next MILDEP ought to be, I was thinking, you haven't seen him, and he worked so hard as the DASM, and now he's off in Afghanistan, and then it's like, oh, maybe you're not getting him back quite as fast as you thought. And so I apologize for at least bringing this up. I know how much of a sacrifice you and your whole family have made. It's a tremendous sacrifice that families make, and particularly spouses. So I want to make sure that you know, I just know that. I will do my best to kick him out on a consistent basis at a decent hour. I try to do the same, because I want my wife to be at my funeral and not kicking the dirt on it. So thank you very much. And to all of you, I know that you've supported your dad. That's in association if necessary, for a long time. So I thank you for doing that. We'll take the best care we possibly can. I mean, after all, I don't think we're worse than Afghanistan, so I can hear. But and I will tell you that there was never a doubt in my mind that you were the right man for the job. And so I am, you know, I've got, depending on how the election comes out, somewhere between 9 months and 4 years and 9 months, I don't know. So, and I look at it in two modes. One is if I'm here longer, I got a great partner. If I am not here longer, I know that this place is left in great hands. So I'm thrilled that you're here. I'm thrilled that you're going to be a lieutenant general, and I'm thrilled that we get to work together. So thanks all of you for what you've done.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. Again, thanks for making time to be here with Bob and his family, and thanks for those great words. I've done promotions before where I was promoting somebody and we VTC'd in their family. This is my first, no kidding, virtual promotion, so I appreciate everybody's flexibility. It's interesting though, so Bob has a reputation for being great with money. I mean, phenomenal, best I've ever seen. He's a big part of saving taxpayer dollars. You know, I think you all know, but mostly him and his guys, we returned $600 million of taxpayer money in less than a year. That's real money, and did it without, actually we got better saving money, which is almost impossible. But I didn't know it transcended to his personal finances until I just realized this is probably going to be the cheapest you're going to get over in terms of dollars per rank of anybody. Because all you got to do is go home and feed your family dinner, which you probably had to do anyway. So good job dodging the 1 month space pay promotion party thing. So that's awesome. Bob, I hope your family can hear me. I talk a little bit about the rank itself when I promote before I talk about Bob. So 3-star general, right? There's about 1% of officers make general officer, 1% of colonels. So assuming you have a phenomenal career and get all the way to colonel, about 1% of them are selected to be generals. About half of them make 2-star, and there's about 30 to 40 3-star lieutenant generals in the United States Army any given day, out of 1.2 million people. And I know better than to do public math, especially in front of a room full of STEM people. But that's pretty low. 30 out of 1.2. So that's how big a deal this is. And there's nobody qualified or deserving than General Marion. Bob, if your father Lee can hear me, and your mom Harmony, so first of all, Lee, thank you for your service to our country, earning your citizenship, and I'm sure that's a big part about, Bob and I talked a lot about how much he looked up to you, and by the fact, the way he carries himself as a man and his work ethic and the way he treats other people, even though I don't know you, I feel very confident saying you did a great job, and the success that he's had, I'm sure, started as a young man under your great parenting. Lisa, we can't say enough about Army spouses. You're awesome. The higher in rank I get, the more common the more I notice that almost every great officer, his spouse is way better. And it's almost like the better the guy is, the more better his wife is than him. And you surely fall into that category, and thanks for your selfless service and all the things you've done. Your personal career, raising an incredible family of successful kids, and supporting your soldier, and not using one of those things as a reason to not do one of the others. And I've been very, very impressed with everything I know about you. And again, I wish I was there. To the kids, hey, listen, Army kids are awesome. Your dad gets paid. Everybody thanks the soldier, right? Your dad and I get paid. I'd do this for free if I didn't have to take care of my family, and he would too. We make an honorable living doing what we've always wanted to do our whole life. Your mom either knew what she was getting into or should have. She kind of bought into this. But you all, Army kids, just got born in an Army family. You didn't vote on it. But you served your country and sacrificed as much as anybody in uniform. And if anybody ever asks you if you're going to serve your country, tell them you have been your whole life. And on behalf of the whole country, I really appreciate it. Your examples, all of you, of everybody says, it's hard being an Army kid, but you're building resilience that just manifests itself, and you all peak in your early 20s, high school, college, and you guys are great examples of that. So thank you all very much. I could talk about a lot of things about General Marion. He's a phenomenal leader. He's a combat veteran. I personally, for what it's worth, I think he's the best acquisition guy in the Army. He's got a great balance of contracting, money. He's been an aviator. He's done the jobs. He's a maneuver guy. He's got credibility with the operators. I'll just tell you, our last boss is a phenomenal boss and leader, but it's hard to impress him. And he went from, who's this Marion guy, to, I don't care when you leave, just when's Bob leaving? And and that's a testament to how competent he is. But just in the interest of time, we talk a lot about the profession. So we're in a profession. We don't have jobs. We're members of a profession. It's special. It's bigger than us. It's selfless. We have an obligation to the country. So that profession that we're in really comes down to three things: character, competence, and commitment. And when I think about you, Bob, I honestly do not know an officer that I would say does a better job of role modeling all three of those critical requirements every day better than you. I mean, absolutely unquestioned character. I don't know what the doctrinal definition is. I probably should, but to me, it's do your actions match your values? Do you act like what you say you care about? And you're phenomenal at that. There's nobody more competent. I mean, period. I don't know anybody that can do the things you can do with the ease. But not just personally, the real gold standard of competence is mastery. When you can transfer your expertise to another, and I watched you do that every day with everybody that worked with you. And commitment, Lee and Army, I'm sure it started with you. I mean, there's two parts of commitment. There's the physical act of working, and Bob, I haven't had too many people in my career outwork me, but Bob's a guy who was there when I showed up and stayed when I left, and he'll put the work in. He'll roll his sleeves up. He'll do anything the soldiers are doing, and he'll do it until the job's done. But there's also the emotional, there's the conceptual part of being committed to our profession, our soldiers, and our country, emotionally impelled and obligated. Those kind of words, beyond the physical act of putting in the work. I mean, you're 100% all in and role model commitment to the Army and the country and our soldiers. Candidly, better than anybody I've ever served with. And it's just an absolute honor. And Bob, I know we're going low budget on the promotion. We didn't have a chaplain, but sitting in church with you every Sunday for a year, I know you're a Christian, and that's important to you. Luke 12:48, right? To whom much is given, much is required. Some people say expected. I'm a King James guy. It's required. So your reward for good hard work in the Army is more good hard work. So enjoy this day, but we're all counting on you. Dr. Jim down to the private that's laying in the prone behind some new piece of kit, and we're all excited that you're doing that, and I know you're going to deliver on the trust and confidence the government's putting in you. So that's really what I wanted to say. What I'd like to do now is have someone there read the orders. I think your family's going to do the promotion, and then when you're done with that, I'll administer the oath, and we'll turn it over to you. So with that, please somebody publish the orders.
By order of the Secretary of the Army, the President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Robert L. Marion. In view of these qualities and his demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, he is therefore appointed in the United States Army from Major General to Lieutenant General.
That's all right. All right, okay, that's the hardest thing we'll do all day.
All right, Bob, raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Robert Lee Marion,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States,
having been appointed officer in the Army of the United States,
in the grade of Lieutenant General,
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 do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely,
I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Floor is yours.
Okay, well, thanks, sir. I really appreciate you doing this. When I found out after I had just returned from the retirement seminar that I wasn't in fact retiring, I was a little surprised, but honored. And then later, when it all kind of came to pass, and I was asked about a promotion, I certainly first thought of you, General Rainey. So I appreciate you doing this, and appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to make all this happen. And despite all of the COVID stuff and the VTCs and the DVIDs and all that, so I really appreciate your flexibility and your willingness to do this. To Dr. Jetty, sir, thank you very much for the kind words. I really do appreciate that. And having served under you before going to Afghanistan, I consider it an honor to be back. And my commitment to you is to continue to earn your confidence during my time serving under you again. And to Mr. White, thank you for being here, and I look forward to working together again, just like we did last time. And I know there's a lot of great things ahead of us over the coming years. So I appreciate both of you, and especially for coming. I know how crazy things are on Friday at the Pentagon. So I also want to thank everyone that dialed in online, to the family and friends, especially my parents. I appreciate General Rainey's words about my parents, and they've been with me through every promotion except ones where I was deployed, or Korea, or wherever it was. Just really appreciate their commitment to us as a family, and to me and my brothers, and everything they've given us over the years. Obviously none of us would be where we are without their love and support. So I appreciate my mom and dad, and for everyone else that's on the line, thank you for dialing in and participating despite the circumstances. So to Lisa, thanks for everything, honey. And I used to always say, she was my wife, my soulmate, my best friend, and my chief engineer when I came home and had problems or questions. And I remember conformal antenna design on Comanche, and her help with that all the way through to now. She, a double degree engineer, and now pursuing her PhD in engineering, and only one semester away from coursework and then dissertation. So I'm really proud of her, and going back to school at this point. It's something that was personal for her, and a professional competence that she'd always wanted to achieve, and to do it now, I think says a lot about her as a person. And it doesn't matter where you are professionally, if it's a goal
you should continue on with it, and I appreciate the example that you're setting for the kids too. To Sydney, you know, our oldest, I'm so proud of her as a young professional. I always joke and say, none of us knew how smart she was 5 years ago when she graduated from college and decided to go to work for Clorox. So, just about every other company is going down the tubes, and Clorox is going to the ceiling. So smart move, honey. But she's done so well, and we're just really proud of her. And for Derek and Jen, we're really, really proud of them. You know, finishing up at Auburn, finished their finals just this week, and getting ready to start a new life together. And we're really proud, and we really. Really especially proud, Jen, to welcome you into the family, and look forward to the rest of your life dealing with the Marions. So thanks for everything you're bringing to our family, and we look forward to the next couple of months, and we know you guys are too. And to Josh, you know, our high school senior who's graduating and heading off to upstate New York to Rensselaer, we're super proud of him. You know, that's a great school, and he's done a lot to get in, and studied hard and worked hard, and everything he's earned has been because of his hard work and diligence and commitment, and we're just really proud of him, and we're looking forward to hopefully school and things will sort of get back to normal in the fall, or at least maybe a new normal that will accept kids in school, and we look forward to taking him up to New York and letting him start that new life, a new chapter in his life. And to Caleb, our youngest, we're super proud of him. He's finishing up the 7th grade, going into the 8th grade, and he's on a robotics team, and his robotics team was invited to the World Championships this year because they did so well in the state of Alabama, and then state of Virginia, and then across the country they were invited to the World Championships. And unfortunately, the World Championships were canceled because of COVID. But just super proud of him and all of his, the achievements that he's experienced, already. And so, again, just thanks to everyone for being here. I would just like to say I do consider this a huge honor, and like General Rainey said, there aren't a lot of people who stay in the Army this long and continue to serve, and I just consider it an honor for the opportunity to continue to serve. And even if it wasn't a promotion, I'm proud to continue being in the Army. And I've also told people that my dad joined the Army in '62, and so we've had a Marion serving consecutively since then in the Army, so 58 years. So I'm the last one, so we gotta work on these 4 right here. So, but I'm proud to keep things going for the Marions. Again, 58 years of continued service to this nation and the Army, and I couldn't be more proud of our whole family. So again, thank you, Dr. Jetty, Mr. White, everyone that dialed in, and especially General Rainey. Thank you for officiating today's ceremony, and that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Bob. Congratulations. You got to start calling me Jim again. And, to all of you, it was great meeting you. God bless you all. Take care of each other. And I look forward to seeing you next time I get to D.C., or even more so if you come out here to Kansas, so I don't have to come back to the Pentagon. God bless you all. See you later.
All right, thank you. Oh, I forgot to give these out. Yeah, sorry about that.
Do you want me to leave it going?
Here, honey. Oh man, that's heavy. Sorry. Oops. Yeah, there's some.
Who you tell?
Yeah.
And so I'll I usually, when I take over a job that has coins, I usually end up redoing them. But these are the coins. Here, you're supposed to shake my hand like this. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
so much for having me.